Everyone. Welcome to the Open Doors webinar held as part of the Open Doors Russian Scholarship Project. And we are delighted to see participants, so many participants, joining us from around the world. So thank you very much for being with us today. So my name is Elena Bayarska, and I have the pleasure of moderating today's session. The Open Doors Russian Scholarship Project is an international academic competition initiated by the Ministry of Science and Higher Education of the Russian Federation in close collaboration with Россотрудничество Agency, and it is organized by the Global Universities Association. And this competition offers talented students, young researchers and professionals from all over the world the opportunity to pursue their academic and research career at leading Russian universities, at 24 leading Russian universities, members of the Global Universities Association, enjoying the full support and the full scholarship of the government of the Russian Federation. And since its launch in 2017, the Open Doors project has united participants from 190 countries, attracting nearly 150,000 applicants and awarding more than 6,300 winners the chance to study and do research at top Russian universities. So it's my pleasure to welcome the representative of People's Friendship University of Russia, Miriam Kassem, who will be sharing her insights and telling us more about all the opportunities that People's Friendship University of Russia offers. Much colleagues, so it's time to pass over to the main part of our webinar, and it's my pleasure and privilege to give the floor to Miriam Kassem. Miriam, are you here with us? Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Hello, once again. So nice to meet you. So tell us more about People's Friendship University of Russia and all the opportunities that the university has to offer.
Yes, just a second. I will share my screen for you to be able to see. There we go. You should be able to see our presentation now.
Yeah, if you use the full screen mode, because I can still see, the slides on the left.
I can do this. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. So once again, it is a pleasure to be representing the RUDN University here today, as it is one of the most international and global universities here in Russia. We have students from over 160 countries in the world, and we have produced over 200,000 graduates around the world over the years. So let us begin. Why do we call RUDN the one and only? Not only, as I said before, we have over 200,000 graduates, we have 16 faculties, institutes, an academy, and a higher school with research for over 200 laboratories. And right now we are actually ranked the 22nd greenest university in the world and the most green university here in Russia. Staying on the topic of recognition in the world, I would like to also state that we are one of the most highly ranked universities among Russian universities, third, and the 367th in 2026 in the World University Rankings. Our top subjects include petroleum engineering, chemistry, linguistics, modern languages, and mathematics, in which we are in the top 50, as well as the top 100. And as well on my slide, you can see our other subjects that are also ranked quite high, actually. Staying as well on the topic of recognition, we will also move to the University Impact Rankings, where in 2025 we were ranked in the top 300th place, and right now we are in the top 200, with our quality education being in the 40s, gender equality being in the 100th, as well as our decent work and economic growth and reduce inequalities. Of course, we are an international facility that wants to make sure that everyone lives in a comfortable environment. And as well, the academic ranking of world universities, we have been ranked in 2024 in the 150s of agricultural sciences, and in mathematics, we were in the top 300. So let us move to the topic of education. As stated before, we have 16 faculties, institutes, an academy, and a higher school, which means you can basically choose anything you want, whether it's something related to humanitarian sciences, philology, or medicine, perhaps engineering, management, biotechnology, and many, many more. Actually, right now we have opened a new faculty, which is the Faculty of Artificial Intelligence, which is quite popular among our applicants this year. Moving on to our research parts, as stated before, we have 200 laboratories with more than 40 scientific and research education centers. And our research institutes usually focus on stuff like molecular and cellular medicine, neurobiology, chemical research, fundamental and applied mathematics, and modern languages, which are all fields that are quite popular and needed in our world today. Not only that, we have 51 dissertation councils and over 6,000 PhD students and residents studying right now. RUDN believes in interdisciplinary research. We think that mixing different research stages and fields is a good way to help our world develop, and we're always open, as you can see on the slide now, to new ideas. Right now, a lot of our applicants are quite interested in application of neural network technologies, as well as development of new STEM cell-based medicines for the therapy of neurological diseases. And you can take a moment and read the other ones as well. As stated before, we have quite the big amount actually of interdisciplinary research, which opens quite a few doors for you if you would like to, even if you have your ideas. We are always open and we'll be happy to give you a place to test and study and create something that you are passionate about. And we would be very honored to support actually a lot of the new specialists that are coming in this world every single day. Now, let's talk a little bit about the RUDN campus. We consider ourselves to be the university with one of the most unique campuses. Not only that, we have a very beautiful university. We have the campus house, the campus heart, which is a fountain with 2,050 meters square, with an urban forest area right next to our dormitory, and 14 student hostels with over 9,000 bed spaces. We consider ourselves to be a sort of cultural interclub. We actually have an entire interclub for our students to participate in spreading their culture and teaching other students, and not only students, professors, people around in general, of things that are dear to them when it comes to singing, dancing, theater, and etc. And our university is a sports powerhouse. Honestly, we have a giant stadium with all-season training facilities, but we will get to the sports in a little bit later. Our campus can be considered very, very safe. We have an electronic pass entry system, meaning no one's getting inside unless you are a student of the university or you have a specific pass, with 3,000 video surveillance cameras all over our campus, and a modern fire prevention system. We have fire drills at least once a month, making sure that everyone is safe. Obviously, RUDN is a cultural diversity hub here in Russia. We have national student associations, as you can see on our slide, and right now Africa is in the top. National Student Associations is basically a group of students who Yes. Sorry. As I was saying, national student associations are a group of students from a country that not only help students from their countries feel more like at home here in Russia. Obviously, going to a foreign country can be scary at first, but they also tend to organize different cultural events to make sure that we have everyone on the same page. We have different types of days and weeks of culture, from Asia to Latin America, from Europe to Africa. Students can share their traditions, dishes, music, and costumes. We like to call our students the ambassadors of their countries. Now, going to sports. So sorry, as I said, we would get back to that. We have an annual Spartakiad of 12 kinds of sports, whether it's arena football, swimming, table tennis, ski, race, badminton, basketball, and etc. You are able to actually study and do whatever sport that you want, and you are not restricted by anything. Not only that, but our university, our students actually have competed in lots of different competitions. And if you are very good at what you do, you are very much welcome to join these types of groups. And we would be happy to, see our students reach great heights, not only in education, but in sports, because a healthy body means a healthy mind. But that is not the only thing that we are known for. We are also a university of volunteers. We have around 3,500 volunteer students, with our students being environmentalists, meaning we will volunteer to clean up forests, parks, and generally places around Russia. We will volunteer assistance for new international students. We have a specific place for that. But we will also make sure that we teach our students that giving back to the community is something very important. Sometimes our university will organize charities, we will go help elderly people, perhaps work with children's homes, and etc. And of course, we are known for our interpreters and translations at international events. In fact, I'm one of them, and we have a huge group of interpreters. If someone is willing to join, we are very, very happy to meet new faces. In conclusion, I would like to say that it is an honor to present our university here today at the Open Doors webinar for participants. We are a global, innovative, and eco-friendly university. We consider ourselves one of the leaders when it comes to education, science, and culture, and we would like to become a true home for students from all over the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mariam, for your highly informative, very colorful, very vivid presentation. I did enjoy it, and so many impressive figures, and so many questions. So as far as I can see, we have received 466 questions already from our participants in the Open Doors meeting chat. And we have, as usual, two groups of questions. And probably we will start with covering living expenses and living in Moscow and studying at your university. And the first question, as usual, from our participants, and it's quite understandable, and I think it's very important: stipend. So how much does your university pay students monthly on top of the Open Doors Scholarship? Just to remind our participants, the Open Doors Scholarship of the government of the Russian Federation covers all years of your degree studies, plus one additional year of intensive Russian language training in case you would like to opt for a Russian taught program. But apart from these financial opportunities, our universities pay monthly stipend. So how much is the stipend at your university? What does the amount depend on? Academic excellence, or maybe all sorts of activities, research, participation in organizations, or other things?
Yes, so thank you for your question. Our stipend starts at 2,500 rubles. However, it is very much negotiable. We have different kinds of competitions inside our university that can grant you either a higher stipend of up to 13,000 for an extended period of time, or maybe it can be a one-time payment of around 50,000. Really depends on the competition itself. The way to maintain a stipend, first and foremost, is by having good academic achievements. We value our students' educations above all. Obviously, participating in different university activities can be helpful, and it can even help you to apply for a higher stipend in the next year.
Okay, so there is a system of grants in your university, and there are many more other financial opportunities. Then dormitories. So we have several questions about dormitories. As far as we understood from your presentation, there's no problem with finding a place in a dormitory. So the question from our participant runs like that. So can I choose what dormitory I live in? And what are the conditions in your dormitory? So how many people share one room?
Yes, so I'll start sort of from the end there. We have three types of dormitories. We have a corridor dormitory type, which means there are around 3 to 4 students in a room. You have obviously a bed, a place to study, your own wardrobe, places for your stuff. However, the kitchen and the bathroom appliances are on the floor for everyone to use. These are our most common dormitories. The next type of dormitory is the block type. Usually it has about 2 to 4 students per room, and it's basically, instead of it being one room, it's maybe 2 rooms in one block, meaning like 2 students in each room. Here you have the bathroom and the shower is included inside of the block itself. However, the kitchen is also usually on the floor for everyone to use. And of course, the apartment type. So we have around 2 to 4 students per room, and there can be 2 to 4 rooms in an apartment. There you have everything. You have your own kitchen, you have your own bathroom, toilet, etc. It's all there for you. And of course, the stuff that you will always get is your own bed, wardrobe, desk, your shelves, and a fridge. This is all always included. We make sure that our students have the most essential stuff. Also, when it comes to bed sheets, we offer them, but you are free to bring your own. And we also have places with washers. In some dormitories, they are free. In some dormitories, there's a small fee for them to pay, but it's quite cheap. There. And I think that answers all of your questions.
Yeah. So, and how much is rent? So,
yes.
How much do students have to pay for accommodation?
Our corridor types are between 1,800 rubles to 2,500
quite affordable.
rubles.
Yeah.
They are. Our block types are a bit on the higher side. They are between 3,500 and 5,500. And the apartment type are the most expensive ones, obviously. They are from 6,500, and they can go up to 13,000 rubles. However, on my account, there's just one dormitory that charges that much. Usually they are between the 3,000 and 6,000 area.
Okay, so quite affordable, no problem covering the rent or accommodation costs using the stipend or from the stipend that your university pays. All right, yes. Very good. So before we pass over to the major part of our questions, of course, about degree programs. So probably my last question would be about having part-time jobs, because in many universities, students also can have a part-time job on campus or off campus, which also helps a lot to cover their living expenses, daily expenses, studying in Moscow, in Russia, in general. So do you have a career center? And is it possible for our participants to have a part-time job while they're studying?
Yes, in fact, we encourage our students to get part-time jobs as soon as the second year of their education. Our university is happy to take students to work for our university, or We also tend to host different like events where different companies can actually come to our university, and our students can come and meet them, and they can apply for a job on the spot in the university. We are quite open to that. Obviously, it's important for us. And when it comes to working at the university, we have a lot of facilities, whether it's working on the faculty, you might be helping a professor, maybe it's working in the international affairs department like me. I'm a student and I work part-time here in the university. So we're happy, and it's wonderful to have new faces who bring new ideas to the university.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now questions about degree programs, and we have many of those. And the total number of questions have been rising steadily, and we have received already almost 700 questions from our participants, which is good because, of course, it shows how much interest our participants have in studying in Russia and in studying in your university. And before I start asking questions about degree programs, I would like to once again remind our participants that you can find a lot of information on our university's websites. If you just Google Open Doors Russian Scholarship Project, you will find one of the sections of our website with the 24 icons of our universities, top Russian universities, members of the Global Universities Association. And if you click on this or that icon of the universities of your choice, you will be redirected to the homepage of these universities, of this university. And the websites of our universities are in several languages. And Mariam, I know that your website is in 7 languages or even more.
Yes, our main website is in around 7 languages, and our international admissions office is in 2 languages, English and Russian.
English and Russian. All right. So, and usually under admission or education, you will have a full list of degree programs offered by the university of your choice, as well as the language of instruction, just to remind you. And now we start with questions. So is there a program on automation and control? Is there a program like that? Anything related to automation and control systems?
Automation and control systems we don't have a program related to that per se. However, right now I am going to quickly check the correct name so that I can give you the correct name for the person to apply to our I'm so sorry. Yes.
Oh, it's okay. All right. So you can check if the university has this program and who to ask. All right. So next question is again about degree programs. So anything related to nursing or maybe general medicine or medicine-related programs, maybe public health, general medicine, nursing.
Yes, we actually do have both nursing and general medicine. We have an entire medical institute. In fact, we offer general medicines are usually offered only in Russian. However, nursing is offered in English as well. So you'll be able to apply with the language that is most comfortable for you at the moment.
Okay, very good. So any programs on economics and management or economics or management?
We have a higher school of management, so there's a huge array when it comes to choosing management. And of course, we have our faculty of economics when it comes to that. We have international economics relations. Those are in English. However, in Russian, we have marketing, economic and legal support of economic security, advertising, things like that. You can go for whichever field feels more comfortable for you.
Yeah, thank you. And the next question is about Earth and environmental sciences for sustainability, because you did say in your presentation that you are one of the greenest and most sustainable universities in Russia. So can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, in fact, we have our Institute of Environmental Engineering. There you can find things like economy and sustainable development and energy resource conservation, such as the processes of chemical technology, petrochemistry, and biotechnology as well here in. These are in Russian at the moment. However, we are working to making sure that all of our majors are in both Russian and English.
Thank you. So nice to hear. And next question, actually, I was thinking of asking you, Miriam, exactly the same question. So you did mention that you have partner organizations. So one of our students, one of our participants is asking whether international students can have some internship in your partner organizations.
Yes, yes, of course. We obviously will not discriminate against Russian and international students. That is completely against our policy and our mission. So, if a student is interested in something and we can see that they are a talented student, which we are sure all of our students are awesome, obviously, we will be happy to help them when it comes to applying and finding a job and working at our partner organizations.
Yeah, okay, nice to hear. And then next question is more or less about doing research. And the question is from master students. So, do you encourage students to publish in academic journals? So, is there, or does your university have academic journals? Because many universities do have. So, can our participants publish their research papers while they're still students in academic journals, of course, provided that the quality of their research paper is sufficient and meets the requirements of the journal?
Yes, yes. Actually, we will encourage our masters and PhD students to publish papers, even bachelors. If a bachelor student decides to write a paper during their studies, we will make sure that their work gets published because we would love for the world to see what people have to offer.
Yeah, okay. And then next question is again about, it is a medicine related question. Do you have a program on public health?
Not public health per se, however, when it comes to in general, medicine, we usually offer things like general medicine. I think that would be the best option to go if you're going for your specialty degree, as well as dentistry. Dentistry is also offered in both Russian and English. Um, Perhaps pharmacy would be also a good idea when it comes to public health.
All right, okay. So does your university offer political science?
Political science. So, not political science per se. We do have public administrations when it comes. Oh, wait, no, we do offer political science. It is in Russian, though, and it is part time, unfortunately, right now. So, not full time, part time. But if you're interested in stuff related to politics, we have things related to international relations. It's a full time study, or as stated before, public administration. Public administration right now is also only part time, but we are working to get it on full time as well.
Thank you. So the next question is about finding a job on campus after defending a PhD, a doctoral dissertation from your university. Is it possible in principle to continue working at your university after graduation or after defense of doctoral thesis?
Yes, actually, fun fact, a lot of our professors are ex-students of our university who have finished their PhD, master's, bachelor's, etc. here at RUDN. So we encourage our PhD students to, you can start working actually during your PhD already. we have professors who are in their PhD right now and are already teaching and working here in the university.
All right. Miriam, there's some technical problem. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but your screen is a little bit frozen.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, but if you can hear me, hopefully, so we will have a better connection soon. All right, so my next question is about, wait a sec, how many programs are taught in English and in Russian? And our participants just are asking if they don't know Russian well, if they cannot speak Russian well enough. So can you say a few words about the preparatory course that your university has?
Yes, of course. I would love to tell you some stuff about our preparatory course. Right now, we offer a full year application. You can apply at any point for 3 semesters to study in our preparatory faculty. We have some of the best Russian teachers, I think, in Russia. Well, as ironic as that might sound, we make sure that our students, when they exit the preparatory faculty, that they know enough Russian to be able to not only communicate but also study. In fact, depending on the field that you decide to pursue, you will have courses related to that, meaning that if you're going to study medicine, you're already in the preparatory course. You're going to study terms and words related to medicine, so that when you start studying on your main course, you don't feel lost, because just knowing the language is not always going to be enough to study something
Miriam,
like engineering or medicine or even philology if it's not your first language. I cannot hear you. You cut off there for a second. I assume we're having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, so can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, good. So then we continue. Apologies for not having the picture, but we are so many participants on this platform, and probably this is the reason for the absence of a picture of the picture. All right, of the video. So next question, I think it's an important one. So one of our participants writes that he has a neuromuscular condition, and could you just say a few words about providing support to students who have some disability or medical conditions? So do you have all the necessary infrastructure for these students to feel comfortable?
Yes, not only do we have ramps on almost every staircase that we have inside of the university, we have proper working elevators, so you're not going to be forced to walk up the stairs. We are always open to innovations, and not only that, we have an entire support group of students who are working to make sure that our university has the correct facilities to help when it comes to people with disabilities. In fact, they were the ones who put up half the ramps in our university.
Okay, so nothing to worry about. That's good. Nice to hear. Yeah. The next question is about biotechnology. So do you have a degree program on biotechnology, and what is the language of instruction?
So we do have biotechnology in our university in the Institute of Environmental Engineering. Unfortunately, it is only in Russian at the moment.
All right. Okay. But as I said, so the language of instruction is not a problem if you and I think I should advise our participants to enroll into the preparatory course, intensive Russian language training, because of course it's only logical. If you live in Russia, if you study in Russia, you will have to communicate with the Russian nationals, not only within the university, not only with the fellow students, your peers, university professors, but also go shopping, go to museums, exploring Russia Russia or even traveling in Russia. So I would definitely advise our participants to enroll into one additional year of intensive Russian language training. So it makes sense. Again, I go back to your list of degree programs. Do you have any program related to human nutrition?
Human nutrition. Okay, let
Yes.
me just see in a second. I'm very sorry. Obviously, I can't memorize all of them by
Oh,
heart.
sure, because you have so many. I was very much impressed by the number of your degree programs run both in English and in Russian. And once again, while Miriam is checking whether the university has this program, I would like to once again encourage all our participants to check the websites of the universities, because in the section which is usually entitled either education or degree programs or admissions, I'm sure you will find a lot of useful information and definitely a full list of degree programs as well as the language of instruction. So, Mariam, can you tell us whether your university has
Yes,
this
we unfortunately don't
program?
have something related to human nutrition, but we
No.
don't usually ask us stuff like that. We tend to maneuver them towards biology, or they
Okay.
can look at, again, our environmental engineering or ecological university institute. So sorry.
Yeah, okay, that's good. So the next thing that I'm going to say, so there is a compliment and a question, which is always nice. It's always nice to get compliments. What about psychology? Do you have a degree program related to psychology or then psychology? And then the compliment. And by the way, your school is awesome and I would be happy to go there. So nice to hear. So how about this degree program?
Yes, we do have psychology. In fact, we have 2 degrees of psychology on our faculty of philology. We have just regular psychology, which is part time at the moment, and we have clinical psychology and health psychology, which is full time. Those programs are both in Russian, but that shouldn't be an issue if you study in our preparatory faculty.
Okay, and then the next question actually is again about your preparatory faculty or intensive Russian language course. Could you describe how it works, how this course is organized? Do you have 1 year course or do you have several modules? Because the system of intensive Russian language training varies from one university to another, and our students would like to know a little bit more about your system.
So, as we stated before, we have a 3 semester course, meaning you will be studying for about a year and a half, more or less. The way this works is like any other major. You come, you study, you have different classes, whether it comes to grammar, speaking, listening, classes related to your major specifically, you get homeworks. And actually, we tend to organize different events to have our students who are studying Russian be sort of forced into an environment where they have to practice Russian, because obviously practice makes perfect. There's no use of studying a language if you're not going to be able to use it. We have different support systems where sometimes our Russian students will come and take one of the, or multiple international students and go, for example, spend some time at a cafe or go and buy groceries together and sort of help them, accumulate and gather new words.
Okay, so do you organize like tourist trips in Russia, not only in Moscow, but for instance, if our participants would like to see some other cities, to visit some other cities, to learn more about Russia, do you probably during vacations or in the summertime? So does the university organize these study tours or tourist trips?
Unfortunately, we do not organize tourist trips per se when it comes to other cities. However, we have our international affairs department team here. We tend to show different ways to get to a different city in our Telegram channel, which is run in English, meaning our students can find out where they want to go. They can know different places where they want to go and maybe something they want to see specifically. And of course, we leave the ways for them to get to there, meaning we're right, okay, so you need to go by train, or you can go by car, or you can go by plane, and this is the website, so you can see them there and here, and this is how you use them, etc. and etc. Obviously, if they have friends here in Russia, we are very much open to them going. Or if there is some form of conference in a different city, we will try and send some international students to not only participate in the conference, but of course see the other city.
Okay, and next question is also about traveling, actually. So suppose I am an international student and I've just arrived. Is there any airport pickup service for new international students? Or after their arrival, students should arrange their transportation to the university, to their dormitories themselves?
So it is possible. However, we will ask for our students to contact our admission office at least 2 weeks ahead, or maybe like maximum a
Okay.
week or 10 days ahead, so that we can organize it. But worst case scenario, if that doesn't happen, it's okay. We, once again, in our Telegram channel, have all of the facilities and ways to use different kinds of apps when it comes to arriving from the airport to the university.
All right, thank you. So 2 weeks in advance. So that's your piece of advice. And I'm sure our students, our participants will remember this magic 2 weeks. So to feel more comfortable on arrival. So the next question was also about public health. But as far as I remember, you said that you do not have a separate program on public health. But the question comes from Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, Animal Health, and our participant would like to continue either studying or doing research into veterinary medicine. Do you have anything related to this field or animal well-being?
We do have veterinary medicine. In fact, we have it in our bachelor system. However, we do not have it per se in masters. But if you're going for your PhD, then yeah, you can go for whatever research that you feel most interested in. Obviously, veterinary science is awesome. Like,
Yeah, sure.
we all love animals.
Yes, that's true. So how about agriculture? Because to my mind, and I'm sure veterinary medicine and in general animal well-being is very much related to agriculture and animal husbandry. So do you have any programs related to agriculture or agricultural technologies?
We have an entire agrarian and technological institute. In fact, when it comes to Russian, we have stuff like bioengineering, land management, standardization and metrology, biotechnology of plants, landscape and architecture. And as I said, we do have veterinary, but that is for our bachelors. We have veterinary and sanitary expertise and veterinary medicine itself. Veterinary medicine is part-time, but it can be found in both Russian and English.
Okay, so very good indeed. And it's good that you did mention engineering, because our next question is about civil engineering. So do you have a program in civil engineering? And the question is, what requirements must be met to enroll into the program?
We do have civil engineering, and the main, if you're going for a bachelor's, well, technically it's a specialty, so it's 6 years, not 4 years like a bachelor's study. So probably the main point is they are going to test your math and physics skills a lot. So probably if you're going through the Open Doors Olympiad, probably go for physics and mathematics, because you're gonna need that a lot in civil engineering. But it is offered in both Russian and English, by the way.
In both Russian and English. All right, and the next question is about chemistry program for PhDs.
Yes, we should have. Let me just check quickly.
Yeah. But of course, while Mariam is checking on the list of programs, so once again, I would like to encourage our participants to check the websites of the universities, because I'm sure you will be able to find full lists of degree programs of different levels there. Just Google or go via the Open Doors website. Browse all sections of the website. I'm sure you will find a lot of useful material there, starting with, the icons of the universities to be redirected to their web pages, and also, of course, preparation materials. So syllabi, preparation materials, sample tests. So please check the website of the Open Doors Russian Scholarship Project. So Miriam, chemistry?
Yes, we actually have lots of stuff related to PhD when it comes to chemistry.
Yeah.
We have inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, biochemistry, pharmaceutical chemistry, and pharmacognosy, and as well as agrochemistry, agrosoil science, plant protection, and quarantine. That's kind of all in one place there.
So, all right. So that's very nice to hear. Then next question is about human resource management or any similar program.
So human resources, we did have something related to that.
Human resource management.
Management, let me just check 1 second. Just a minute. The website it's going to have a tantrum.
Sure, it takes time, yes, to check.
So there we are, Higher School of Medicine.
Yeah.
We don't have human resources per se, but when it comes to management, we have management of enterprises, development of application solution for business, international tourism, and international hospitality business. So nothing related to human resources management. Unless are they going for bachelor's or are they going for master's? Because when it comes to master's, there should be some more actually. Yeah, no, there is no human resources, unfortunately.
Okay.
Even the master's. But human hospitality business is similar, I think.
Yeah, yes. And the next question, I suppose, is very important. And what are some cultural habits that students should know to avoid misunderstandings? Well, so what should our students learn or know in advance when it comes to everyday habits?
Well, if it comes to our multicultural environment, obviously the first thing is we do not tolerate racism or xenophobia in any shape or form. So just if you have opinions, keep them to yourselves. But you're going to meet a lot of people from different cultures. So if you're going to RUDN, you have to prepare yourself and you should know where you're going. For some habit when it comes to Russian habits, I think it's best to prepare yourself for, first of all, lots and lots of cultural days here in RUDN. I think maybe like every day of the week, you're going to find something related to some kind of country or culture. So prepare yourself to walk into the main building and find some llamas standing in front of you. That's a normal everyday occurrence. Well, not every day, but that happens at least once a year.
Okay, sure.
So, no specific rules. Be open-minded.
Be open-minded. That's the best advice. Yes, thank you. So next question is related to weather. So many participants actually are interested in learning more about the kind of climate and especially winter. How cold is it in winter?
Oh God, it gets really cold. So usually it can vary. Sometimes the winter is going to be full of snow and it's going to be like minus 15 degrees in January, and you're going to slip and slide everywhere you go. Or it can be the opposite, where there's going to be virtually no snow, but lots of dirt, and everything's going to be wet, and there's going to be a lot of wind. However, that's not to discourage you not to come. Obviously, winters here are beautiful. Just make sure that you have a lot of warm clothes. You can order them here, but if you're coming straight up into the winter, probably just come prepared for that. And summers here are hot, actually, because Russia has quite the high humidity, and obviously you're going to feel the heat much more than in less humid countries, like for example, Egypt, or the northern African countries.
Yeah. So it does vary from year to year, but the general trend is that winters are becoming warmer and warmer, and summers are becoming hotter and hotter. So same in Moscow, absolutely. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you very much for answering so many questions, so many. So once again, it was a very good presentation, full of useful facts and figures, and of course, very useful information that you provided on degree programs that your university has to offer. And when it comes down to the number of questions, I am really impressed. Probably it's the all-time high. So we received more than almost 1,000 questions from our participants, and almost 300 or 400 questions have been answered by my colleagues from the project office. And on top of it, of course, Miriam did answer a lot of questions. So I would like to thank both Miriam, our presenter from People's University of Russia, and of course my colleagues from the project office for answering so many questions, for providing useful links and information to